One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready to go. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We have a fun collab today from Sean Smaldridge and Yulay.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, what are you doing out there? Come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack. A cool group of friends from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about our bougie sprayer, aka the continuous sprayer. This one was sent to us by Sean and Julie Smaldridge.
From the Shave Supply, y'all, here in California. This one has kind of a barbershop theme going on. I love continual misters in the wet shaving world for two reasons. One, it helps you measure how much water you're putting in your soap. So Phoenix, Sterling, Vanillay, beautiful trusty lather. I start with 20 pumps of the sprayer to get me started on those. But the second thing this does, and the reason I love it so much, you generally don't want to rinse between passes. There is still some goodness on your face from the pre-shave or the lather itself. You just want to re-moisten your face. And this thing is amazing for that. I love it. I never shave without it. And what is our soap today?
We have Blue Suede and Chrome, which is a collaboration from Vanillay and Sean Smaldridge. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the sales page at vanillay.com.
Blue Suede and Chrome, through the eyes of Sean Smaldridge, strut, shave, shine. Inspired by the rebellious cool of the 1950s, Blue Suede and Chrome blends smooth sophistication with polished grit. The scent kicks off with the cool mint, wild burst of lemon zest, and blue raspberry, giving way to a heart of lavender and blue suede leather, a nod to vintage pomade and jukebox swagger. The dry down reveals warm sandalwood, vanilla, and a whisper of clean musk and oak moss, leaving you sharp, smooth, and ready to roll. Crafted for those who ride chrome dreams and walk with blue suede confidence.
Put on my blue suede shoes. Oh, y'all, I'm excited. Not only is this going to be a new Vanillay to add to our collection, but through the nose of two of our friends, Sean and Julie Smaldridge, let's take this one out of the box. Constant viewers will remember this is the box that our Troop 99 came in. But this was the surprise that was waiting for us inside a full set soap and splash, y'all. And Monica makes some of the best splashes and most intense splashes in the wet shaving world. Are you ready to strap in, put your seatbelt on, and have our first impression?
I feel like I should make you go first. You're probably the one that we wear that outfit,
challenge.
right?
All right, here we go, taking it in.
Are we in the 50s? Where are we at?
It's a total vibe, and it borders on gourmand. Y'all, look at my face. This is gorgeous and nostalgic and rich under the surface. Hold on. I thought I was going to get light suedes, leathers, and metallics. Absolutely not. Y'all, hold on. We are in for quite a ride today.
Okay.
So, y'all, let's work backwards. The chrome is being done with that sense of frozen blue raspberry that you used to get in your ices. And then something equally cold. I'm thinking a tiny bit of menthol to give that silvery sense of chrome under the surface. Nothing metallic, bitter, or squinchy in this, y'all. The suede is not cold and bougie. It is rich and almost tobacco-y in this sense, like a broken-in favorite jacket that you used to wear to concerts. Y'all, swagger indeed. Y'all, this is dripping in nostalgia. I don't think I would get thrown out of bed for saying this smells like a mall in the 1980s, complete with an arcade on that side and a bakery on this side and a record store downstairs and somewhere that's selling leather jackets and shoes. Y'all, we've hit the jackpot on this one. And while some of those senses are beautifully rich, they don't dive down too deep. They stay in the clean, well, blue lane of things. Awesome. I think the suede's being done with mint, raspberry, and lavender. But here's the thing. It's not like the smooth faces of those scents. It's the more rugged faces of those scents, giving you that little bit of suede, leathery, earthy goodness under the surface. Y'all, what a beautiful scent. I think I am ready to take you to the mall in my chromy blue car and have you experience this. All right.
Yeah, let's show you all how it's piped in there. Because last time we had a little pie action going on.
Yeah, peach cobbler. Right? That looked a little different inside the tub. All right, take it in. See what you get. See if you agree.
Oh, this is fun. I don't think we actually have anything in the den like this.
It's
This is
super
different
fun.
in a good way. It's a fun. Okay, so I do think the mint, clean, crisp side brings me in. And I think I remembered reading something about like the pomades back in the day. And there is something that's kind of just like the scent that you'd have on you. And I think that's kind of strategically in there. I love that it's blue raspberry.
Yeah.
Because there's something like super nostalgic, like you said, like, you know, like the kids' candy version of blue raspberry. But there is like a nice gourmandy clean side that's coming through next to where it turns into more of like the chromy suede business. Yeah. So it's the perfect leeway of all the fruits, which is odd because you would think it'd be something more leathery. But there's something in the bright fun side of that jumping into that chrome suede kind of vibe. But it doesn't go like mechanical.
No.
I think because I used to work in the shop with my grandpa and all the race cars, I just was going like legit grungy kind of garage business. But this is more the clean, dapper sides of things.
Well, here's why this kind of smells like a little bit of a road trip for me, building on something that you said. I think some of the gourmands in here are very childish, and some of the gourmands are pretty grown up and adults. And I love how when you put those together, it smells like my dad's station wagon heading off to Disneyland. A little something in the backseat for the kids and some grapes and fruit salad for the grown-ups up front.
I'm getting like an effervescent thing, but it's more on the clean dapper side. Right. So where normally that could be like a soda pop kind of thing, I'm getting it more of like almost like not shaving cream, but that kind of zest of like a hairspray kind of thing. Like there's some kind of an aerosol kind of something that does remind me of sort of like a 50s kind of vibe. Like you had to have your hair perfect, but it just adds a cleanliness to this scent in a fun, different way.
Smells like American Graffiti. Not the actual paint, the movie, right?
It's funny, from you originally speaking, I thought this was going to be way more masculine, but smelling this, it kind of is more like the time, the era, the place, which is different because a lot of times it is more pushing to the persona, but I'm kind of getting like where you'd go on an adventure with this guy in this fun car.
That's what I was saying, like hotel lobby or actually, could this be like a new car scent, but from the 50s?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I did a diner. Like, I keep thinking like Grease Lightning for some reason. Like, I'm kind of in that kind of a fun vibe.
Cars our grandparents had were way cooler than ours.
I did do a lot of detailing on the cars because Grandpa had a good few Ulsters that we would have to, speaking of chrome, we gotta go. Wipe on, wipe off. There was a lot of that. It's funny, I don't know if I immediately would have said mint, but somehow that crisp, clean kind of thing stays with me through the whole whiff. And it bounces off the rest of these scents in a wonderful way. Next to the blue raspberry, next to the suede. And I think you're right. The lavender almost adds that like old-timey barbershop-y without going powdery. But that clean, put some thought into your outfit. Like your collars have been ironed.
Could this be the drive-in barbershops?
Hey!
Yes. Yes, it is. And we have her graveyard barbershop scent.
True.
Resurrected. And if you need a good barbershop for the Halloween season, it's my favorite dirty barbershop.
It's interesting. I don't know if I would say leather right away. I do get something from the jacket kind of vibe. It must be more of the suede side. Yeah. But usually when we say those words, you think of something rubbery. I'm not getting that here at all. There's no of the rubber side. So it's all the warm, rounded, like well worn in versions, or they're just super shiny and new and clean that they don't even hit that rubbery side either.
Right. I am getting sort of man-made senses in here, but they're being done with things that are natural. So I'm not really getting like a suede note. The suede is being built of other scent notes. I think lavender is even a part of that somehow.
It's funny, I would definitely put this in like a clean category, but it's done in a completely different way than it would just normally be in like the barbershop lane. Like it almost approaches like a blue barbershop kind of vibe, but it's just the more 1950s version of what that comes through. I do like the words that he used, sharp and smooth, because that is overall what I'm getting. There's a crisp, a clean, and sharp and smooth thing happening. But I I love that the blue raspberry is kind of what's adding that fun nostalgia side. We haven't had it used like this before because I did not know blue raspberry could be dapper. And somehow here, it really is.
Those of you who grew up on the West Coast and got to go to Kmart with their parents on the weekends, big fun. You got to choose an icy on the way out. Either electric blue raspberry or cherry, which could go itself.
Yeah, now I want a blue Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
I know. I am totally jonesing because it's definitely in there.
But somehow it's like the mature sides of that scent. It is that. But it's next to all this in the dapper, fun, dolled up kind of a way.
Your tongue might be blue after you shave with this.
I don't think there's a day or time you couldn't use this. There's something so fun, so clean, so versatile about this scent that I wasn't expecting.
This is kind of like day trip, but also nighttime cruising down the boulevard.
Yep. Yeah, you can see the neon lights off the reflections of the windows.
I don't think kids go cruising anymore. It's a lost art and phenomenon, but you used to kind of pick the big main street of your town, turn on your radio full blast, go out with all of your friends in all of their cars and just drive real slow down one side, turn around and drive down the other. It was just kind of like an impromptu car show.
That is why I picked our little cruising friends here, because they go for a cruise.
Yeah, the impromptu car shows we're known for now on the West Coast are not the same.
There are certain things like that I would love to go back to before we had screens in front of us and the plethora of music, like whatever was on those 10 stations on the radio, that's what there was. And you learn to appreciate those options.
Remember making mixtapes for each other? Still have some of mine.
Mine were CDs, but yeah.
Now you just ask Siri to play Nina Simone, and she says playing Nina Simone and Friends. And the first one wasn't even Nina Simone.
So it's scents like these that really help us bring back that fun, nostalgic side in the best of ways.
Right, and helps get us telling stories to the younger crowd about how things used to be in hopes that they might bring a little bit of that back.
Back in my day.
Right, and get off my lawn while you're at it.
Yeah, I feel like we should be going to the drive-in, man. We could be all dressed up, ready to go.
Well, how are we going to feel once we build a lather and look at these scent notes?
One of my clients was saying that they were giving their kids, a big chunk of money or allowance or something if he could figure out the rotary phone. Never figured it out.
That kid's family tree does not fork, okay?
It's like when they ask someone to mime picking up the phone, and we all go,
right, hello?
And they're all...
I didn't learn much at St. Mary's College in terms of drama. That's why I transferred to San Francisco State. Their drama class pretty much consisted of, all right, kids, this is not a gun. This is not a phone. These are not scissors. That was it. No Stanislavski. None of that. In fact, they told me I would fail miserably. A little bit later, I had to bury a Theater Critics Circle Award for Best Actor, so St. Mary's can go pump some sand. All right, y'all, and I'm going to destroy some of this beautiful piping so we can build you a Van Yulay lather. Now, Sarah is just going to push that soap into the honeycomb ridges of that resin bowl and get a thin a layer of soap as she can. That way, the brush is just going to sop it up as easy as Sunday morning, and this is one of the great bargains in the wet shaving world. This is the Cherry's Jubilee brush from the Razor Company. She's going to go one way at that soap. She's going to go the other way at that soap, and I forgot to give her some water.
Yep.
You were very good to just soldier forward with that absolutely dry bowl.
Like, maybe we're doing it a little different. It's fine.
And we mentioned the bougie sprayer, and then we forgot to use it. All right, so she's just going to go one way with that brush. She's just going to go ham the other way with that brush and start bringing the soap onto the bristles. We're not building a lather yet. In fact, we're just building a paste. I don't want bubbles yet. About every 30 seconds, she's going to turn the brush, give those bristles a new orientation with which to come at that soap, and they're going to start pulling even more off the bottom of that bowl.
All these little honeycomb spots kind of separate the soap, so then you really can take your time getting them on the bristles.
And once most of the soap is gone from the side of that bowl, she's going to take the brush, go down and start grabbing some of that water and start building a tiny bubble paste. Then the more water you add, it's just going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. You're never going to have to take a thin lather and then try to thicken it up. I don't get much success doing that way. I find you have to start with something thick and just kind of keep it there. Add water until you get it to the consistency that you like.
A few moments later.
And as we go back to these scent notes, I will remind you that while Monica lists a good dozen or so, there are likely over 100 different aromas actually in these formulas. And y'all, back to the sales page at vanulay.com. We start with scent notes of cool mint and lemon zest, which for me is how the chrome starts. Just giving me that sense of something cool and shiny.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to bring you into the whiff. I feel like that just takes you on to the next one, the blue raspberry and aldehydes.
Aldehydes, y'all, are what you get when you smell an orange creamsicle bar from down at the local A&P. That artificial orange that we love so much from Sunkissed and things like that, those are aldehydes. And I love how those are even giving me the sense of effervescence in this. Heart notes include suede leather and polished accents. I love it that I'm getting the suede kind of made with gourmands, and it just gives it that extra layer of luxury and indulgence. I just wanted to put a little bit of that in my mouth. Are you getting the suede the same way, kind of built with gourmands?
Yeah, but it's almost blended so well, it's hard to pull it out as its own suede, which is kind of the magic that's happening here.
How are we getting the polished accents, other than this being a very polished scent?
Well, we are saying dapper and clean, so something in that is clearly coming through with our whiff.
And then our base notes start with the best friends of sandalwood and vanilla, harkening back to some of those aftershaves that we love so much of the 60s and 50s. How are you getting the vanilla in there? Do you sense it?
It's funny, I don't get it as a vanilla, but there's something that's like rounding the sharpness off of some of the notes, and I think that's what's helping.
The musk is palpable, of course. I'm getting a beautiful, clean laundry musk, a little reminiscent of a new car scent from like the 90s or 2000s, the way we used to do that. Almost just representing the upholstery, right, in the car. But now here's the great mystery of this entire thing for me. The oak moss. Y'all constant viewers will know that oak moss and I can be best friends, but it has to be in a very particular form. I'm not even sensing oak moss much in this. How are you getting it?
I think my nose is following the mint through the whiff, and there's something with the two greens side from the mint to the oak moss that is helping me like attach the oak moss to the end of that.
Oh, I'm kind of getting it. I'm kind of getting it the same way that I might use patchouli.
Yes.
Onto the surface of this. It's very light.
And I know that Sean had kind of given us the one that had Frank Sinatra before, and some of the other ones that do have more of that 1950s with the oak mossness in there, so I can see why that's part of this time, era, and whiff here.
Makes sense to me. And y'all, this is something you only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the fins on a 57 Chevy whiff on 3, 1, 2. Oh, it's a ragtop. You can tell the musk. Oh, this is less sweet.
I was going to say that.
By half. Ooh, that helps the suede and the chrome come out a little better.
The blue raspberry kind of blended deeper into the scent.
Y'all, look at that lather. I know we never talk about lather in the Barbershop Duet, but this is exceptional. And y'all, we love watching the Long Island Shaver, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. We realize some of you might like to see how this formula coats and covers, and y'all, it just speaks for itself. Would you like a little bit of this? It smells delightful. It smells summery, but a little into fall as well with those spices under the surface.
Yeah, the cool mint oddly adds a little cooling factor to it too. So even if it's sunny day outside, I feel like this would still be nice whether it is cool or not.
Some of my favorite vanillés.
I know, Sean, you kind of outdone yourself here, my friend.
Beautiful. And y'all, we seem to be approaching the Caldecott Tunnel. Why don't we take this down a little bit deeper? So let's have a grown-up conversation about the splashes and EDPs at Yulay. They are some of the most beautiful, most intense splashes and EDPs in the wet shaving world. And y'all, if you head over to Yulay.com, you will see they are also some of the most generously priced. This is 4 ounces of skin foodie goodness, and it comes out rather quickly. So go buy drops. All right, you ready for this? Here we go. Oh, smooth. The vanilla is rising to the top in this. That's beautiful. It just gives it this nostalgic cast over the whole thing.
I'm getting way more of the lavender and suede now, too. Maybe sandalwood. Something in those guys are talking.
Wow. Is the vanilla really coming forward for you? And like you said, being embraced by all of those other things. But this is almost vanilla-centered.
Yeah, I would say, but it's weird. It wouldn't go quite gourmandy, but it does have that, like, I see this white powdery kind of visualization.
Yeah.
And the blue raspberry is for sure in here, but the blue versus the raspberry is what I'm getting more of.
I'm getting a little bit more of, like, actual suede in here. I'm actually sensing like a real Suede note, not just being built of those other senses.
There's nothing in this that you wouldn't want to smell all day.
Right.
Like this one would be good as an EDP because I feel like there's so many different things in this whiff that you'd want to spend some time with this one.
This is super rugged, but like a Norman Rockwell version of that rugged sketched for the cover of the Saturday Evening Post.
There's something about this that this scent could have come out today or in the 50s. Like, there's still something that's so current about this, too.
This is better than the last 3 Creed scents.
And you can get 1 ounce EDPs for $14.99. I'm just saying.
Do a lot worse. Oh, I am getting a tiny actual metallic lift.
Yeah?
From this way under the surface. Y'all, this is something I don't say often, but this is the very scent of confidence itself. Relaxed.
Yeah.
Beautiful, nostalgic, calming, relaxed confidence. And that's who you want driving you around all night.
That's
isn't
true.
It?
I feel like anything could come this person's way and they would not be phased. They would just roll with it.
He's not going to drive you up to Inspiration Point and run out of gas. That's not this guy. Does this almost smell like Herbie the Love Bug would want to smell?
I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Right? We watch that movie all the time.
Yeah. Because there is something fun about that movie still. Like, you can't take it too seriously, which I think comes through here too.
The absolute best part of that movie is this line.
A couple of weirdos, Guinevere.
And I don't know, maybe you have to live in San Francisco to understand that, but I love it. What was your very first car?
We had a bright red Mazda Miata with white flames down the side. I think it was like a 94, 97. It was a stick. So my first car that I drove, and there were a lot of speed bumps on the way to school, so you had to go so slow because it was kind of low riding.
Mine was a brown Crown Vic.
There you go.
Everybody thought I was a narc. And then I graduated to a giant wood-paneled station wagon, which I went to college with. It sat 12. And St. Mary's was a notorious party school because there was nothing for 25 minutes in any direction. So that's kind of all there was to do. And I was a commuter. So every time I hit campus, I would have to deal with a barrage of, hey, Clock W. Griswold!
The car that I took to college, I had a green Volkswagen Jetta.
Nice.
I think it was a 2002, something like that. Now, that was a good trusty car for a long time. And then I had my RAV4 1997, and it's still driving, y'all. It's
I know that
lasting.
When my dad was promoted from junior embalmer to executive vice president here at the funeral home back in the 80s, his salary increased threefold, and they didn't really splurge on much, except there was one car that my mama wanted more than anything, and they found a used one. Y'all, it was a Chrysler New Yorker 5th Avenue. I felt like I was being chauffeured around all the time. That car did not belong in Rodeo, California, and yet there it was. It was amazing.
Did your family ever name your cars?
No, but yours did. What
My
were their
family
names?
all names them. Yeah. It's funny. Like now if I get a car, I can't not name it. You can't just say I'm going to go get in the Jetta. Like they all had to have names. I don't know if that started with my mom racing cars. Maybe she used to name the ones that she would race in. But yeah, all my family cars growing up, they all had names. And that was a very serious thing to figure out what name. Millie, Hulk was a big green truck. Casper was a big white van. Everybody had some kind of names that matched their personality.
My family was lazy. You're lucky we named our pets. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Fred McMurray, brilliant chemist, wanting to come up with the invention of the century. Well, you're going to actually do it. You're going to create a material known as flubber, and it's going to have a fantastic effect on the basketball court. But just about the time you figure out you can put that in the gas tank in your car, you are going to get your own. So head over to Yulay.com where you'll find this and all kinds of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with blue suede and chrome, and I bring you glad tidings of great joy. This is neither literal blue suede nor chrome. This is done with kind of a new car sense crossed with that electric blue icy from your childhood that you love so much. This makes me feel like the first day I ever got my license, and I was going to take myself to McDonald's for my Happy Meal that day. Crossed with one of the best bases in the business, you are setting yourself up for a fantastic shave, and then when you're done, go watch American Graffiti and complete the evening. Monica, Sean, Julie, thank you for this. A home run indeed.
Welcome to our September messages.
So, y'all, for our September giveaway, we have created one full 30 milliliter size bottle of our wedding EDP. The rest went in 5 milliliter sample sizes. So this is basically one of a kind unobtainium called Redwood Rhapsody, the EDP created by Doug and Caroline at Adopted Acres to be our wedding favor. And all you have to do to be eligible to receive this bottle is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first October episode to see if you are a lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Well, Sean and Monica, thank you for sending this out for free for us to review. This is one of my favorites from the last month or
I would agree. There's
beautiful.
something fun, nostalgic, and you just can't take a long enough whiff of it. That's usually how I measure when we can't stop whiffing during an episode. Clearly, it's making a mark.
Y'all, this really is more inspired to my nose than half of the creeds that we have smelled in our collection. There are beautiful things going on in here, and I think that blue raspberry is the kicker to give you that beautiful nostalgic scent memory from your childhood in a balance where you won't exactly recognize it, but you won't exactly not. And that is the secret to an amazing scent. I think EDP might be coming from this.
I'm not going to say you're wrong. And adding it right next to the blue suede just adds this fun nostalgia to it. I cannot get over. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.